Hey Kenton, Nia, it's Papa again. Here, I just wanted to talk about so many of these videos that I found. I found so many of these videos. These pictures, Kenton. You stayed. Once you were calm, you always were near me. I always held you. But once you broke out of that shaking, that PTSD that you got from being where you were, and man, you broke out, and then you just stayed attached to me. You were always so happy to come and play, and you'd always come looking for me. And you'd want to be on my shoulders, and my lap, and my arms, or playing with me. We'd always make these silly pictures where we'd put the phone down and we'd look down and make silly faces, or we'd be just generally being goofy, bud. And it was always so much fun with you, and it was always so simple. For a while, we'd always make these faces. We'd learn to stick our tongue out. And much to the chagrin of everybody that wanted some sweet photos of just us smiling or looking at our watches like models, we'd always do this. Just on cue. And then I found these photos here where my desk was sat in our bedroom in a little like cubby area. I don't know how to describe it, but there was a straight shot to the kitchen. And if you weren't supposed to be in the room with me, which you were always allowed to be in there, but maybe you were doing something outside, or I was in a meeting or something like that, but I'd feel somebody watching me, and it'd be you, always you watching me. Nia didn't care. Nia would just burst into the room. She didn't care what we were doing. But you were always very cautious. You were very quiet. You were like, I'm gonna sit there. Can I come in? And you would try to judge how safe it was, and it was just kind of hilarious. And I would pretend that I didn't see you, but I saw you the whole time, buddy. And I was waiting because I knew it was gonna happen. Before I knew it, you knew that I was up and I wasn't doing something. I wasn't busy. You'd come crawling. Nia would try to come in, but you'd burst your way in as fast as you could, just pity pat, rushing in to get to Papa and get to playing with me. And you didn't care what I was doing, but you would pull it out of my way. You would just shove my laptop to the side, whatever else you wanted up. Now, once you were up on my shoulders, or my lap, you didn't care. You wanted to be a part of it, and you would just watch what I was doing, and you'd study. You wouldn't fight me. Now, there were some times where Papa would need to close the door because I'd have a meeting or something like that, and I would close the door. As you can see here, that didn't stop you either. You had to come find Papa. So I'd hear you at the door, you'd pat, like your version of knocking. Then you realize there was a big space under the door. So you would try to get under there too. So at one point I took my phone and I put it under the door. And sure enough, there you were, just waiting for Papa to open up that door. You just had to get to me. And you busted me here with the camera, with the phone. And you just had to see. You were like, oh, I know who that is. I know whose phone that is. I got to get him. This was another time that I closed the door and you knew the deal. You have your hands braced against it like you're going to push the door open. The door didn't lock very well. None of the doors in the house locked very well. But it was just funny because if I closed that door, you did not have instant access to Papa. So you had to come in, you had to come get me. You had to make sure you found a way to get me. And this one, I'm not in it. I am in it, but I'm just taking a picture of you. But you were always so happy when we spent time together and it's just me and you. You're always so happy. You loved everybody. But sometimes when I on my breaks or on my lunch, Papa would just say, okay, come on, we'll get up in the bed, and we'd either wrestle or you'd dive and hit my stomach, and Papa's got a lot of that. But you were always just so happy, and there was nothing major happen in this picture. I love that picture, and I love that smile because you were just so happy just to hang out with me and just to have fun and play and just be here. And that's all we did. We were simple. We goofed around. We'd fart. We'd make sounds. We'd watch thousands and thousands of gorilla videos. And we would just sit there, bud, together. I love you. I miss you. Grandma loves you. Grandma misses you. So does Auntie Ducky, Auntie Roro, Lilo, and Gabe. We miss you all.